Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another round of Basis Picks. As always, please like and subscribe if you have a friend, a colleague, a relative, an associate, an enemy, any and all in between. It's appreciated. Now this one, Zhilei versus Agit Kabayel. This is probably one of the hardest fights that I'm going to have to figure out a winner for. Look, Team Zhang, obviously a lot of you will know that I do know members of the team. Always wish them well, wish them good successes. And likewise though, I spoke with Agit Kabayel at the opening press conference, and I actually was meant to speak to him before that. He's a very good guy, you know, like no bad words to say about him. So on that personal level is a very, very difficult one. But let's look at in the ring and how it kind of plays out. So I think if you look at the strengths of someone like Zhilei, while he doesn't have the quickest of feet, he always seems to find a way to kind of be in position, be where he needs to be. He's got rapid hands, very, very fast puncher, very fast counter puncher, very fast twitch fiber muscles in those shoulders, in those arms, just extremely quick. And he loves the counter punch. Now, if you look at a lot of his fights, he actually has one of the best defenses in the heavyweight division. Like, it's very rare that he gets hit with anything clean, especially once his guard's up, once he's got the guard in place. For instance, if you slow down a lot of his fights, you will see that loads of shots get blocked or parried very, very close to the face off the guard, and he normally springs into action as you know you're trying to throw your shot, and by the time you're trying to get your hands back to where they need to be, his shot's already come in and, you know, sort of done whatever damage it needs to do. In the Parker fight, for instance, there was a lot of times with Joseph Parker, he threw good combinations, or he threw good shots, but they didn't actually get through, and he was probably being given credit for shots that weren't actually landing at the time. But when you look at Zhang, he's not really a person that he'll kind of allow you to punch on the guard. He'll sort of allow you, he'll give up shots almost to try and get those openings from you so that he can then, you know, get his work off. Now, against a guy that's just gonna engage a lot, that works in the sense that, you know, you can again hit them with that one hit or quitter or that big shot which rattles them or knocks them down. But against a person that's going to move a bit more, just maybe going to throw single shots, that's going to try and you know, have angles on you, that then becomes a bit more of a problem. Because again, if the shots are being thrown towards the guard, depending on what side of the ring the referee and the judges are, they may not notice that a lot of those shots aren't landing, or they're being blocked on the gloves or parried away. To them, it just might look like the activity is the other person is doing more work. And with Zhang having that, you know, the stigma of not having the best gas tank, the one thing you can't do is allow yourself to be taken over in that first half. Like, you have to be clearly winning the first half of the fight convincingly if a knockout doesn't occur. Now, when it comes to Agit Kabayel, he was very much more of a sort of a box and move type guy from years back. I can't remember which fight it was, but I think it was a fight he had back in 2021, where all of a sudden this more aggressive version of him came to play. I can't remember the name of the fighter that he faced, but I remember it was almost like a transition. I don't know if he changed coaches or whatever, but that's when he started to sort of sit more in the pocket, stay a lot closer to the chest, make people move, make people shoot the shot. He might angle around, make a move, stab downstairs, and then when he would feel that maybe the person was either suitably worn down a little bit, that's when he now starts to invest to the body a bit more. And as we've seen in the last couple fights, like, body work has been his that's been his big MO. Everything, just a little touch to the ribs on this side, angle off, a little touch to the ribs on the other side, little stab shot, maybe throw one up top, close that distance, stop his opponent from being able to shoot the shot, especially if they've normally had like a longer reach than him. But he'll just be on the inside, just barreling away and digging away, and then eventually it breaks them down 3, 4, 5 rounds, and then sort of it's his fight pretty much after that. The problem here, though, I don't know how well he can do that against Zhang. Yeah, the common consensus is if you can sort of get through the first 4 to 5 rounds, then at that point Zhang will start to tire, start to gas out, then you can sort of take over the fight, and in theory you could stop him. Here's the one thing that I look at, though, and while look, I understand that Kabayel is a couple levels above Jerry Forrest. Let's not forget, in the Jerry Forrest fight where Zhang scored the draw, he was suffering at the time from what we believe extreme dehydration, kidney failure. He was out on his feet for like, I think it was the last 4 rounds of the fight. Could barely breathe, like body was shutting down, no function, but he still managed to survive the onslaught. Didn't drop, didn't take a knee, was able to sort of tie up. Now obviously Forrest is a slightly shorter guy than Kabayel, but something tells me that even at his most tired, he'd be able to nullify. So if this comes down to who's got the first half of the fight, looking at it, I think the problem is for Agit Kabayel to implement the style that he's been using, that we know him for now. He's got to go in the danger zone. And whereas Zhang is a notoriously low output guy anyway, it's not like he's going to be working for 2-3 minutes of all 4 or all 5 of the first rounds, and then Kabayel's just almost got to just stay away and touch. Like, Zhang is very rarely going to throw unless the openings present themselves, which could be a way for him to conserve energy for those later rounds anyway. I have a feeling that in the first half of the fight, Agit Kabayel is gonna try to, just make Zhang work a little bit, but I don't think Zhang is gonna basically play to that tune as much as Kabayel was hoping. I think Kabayel is gonna try to get on the inside. He's gonna try to work away, but I think in trying to get on the inside and close that distance, I do think he's going to get caught a couple times, maybe to the point that then he has to have a hard think about what he does moving forward. Again, I gave a prediction in my predictions league, and now I'm wondering if I made the right decision, and I probably didn't. I'm ready to be wrong on almost every prediction that I've put out for this weekend because they're extremely hard. But look, I think Kabayel, in trying to get to the body, in trying to cut the distance, smother the distance, is going to get caught by something. I feel like he's going to be having a moment of success that even was a surprise to him, like, oh, I'm in a good space here, and then maybe get a bit lax and get caught with something around about sort of the 4th round, maybe the 5th round. have to try and recover, and then by the time we hit sort of round 6, round 7, because I do think the fight will go into the second half, but I think he gets caught with something again which badly hurts him. Probably gets dropped, tries to get up, maybe has a little bit of a wobble, because I've seen him wobbled by much lesser punches than Zhang before, and it came when he was being very aggressive in a big moment of success. And this happened about, I think it was about 4 years ago. So I think similar situation could happen again. So my prediction is Zhilei to win the fight via stoppage around about the 7th round, between rounds, let's say round 6 to 8, somewhere between there. That's a prediction. I'm not very confident in it, but that's the beauty of all of these fights. Like, you don't know either way. I'm happy to be wrong with every single prediction I make here, because that just goes to show how hard and how tough these fights are to score, and the attributes of each guy. But yeah, my prediction between round 6 to 8, Zhilei stoppage over Agit Kabayel. And that gives me no joy to say. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you very much for watching. But for right now, Space is picked. Locked.